Okay, the teach portion at the back is a one-period lesson that's previous to your essay you're going to write. Okay, it's sort of to get you thinking and brainstorming about the topic. And our topic is going to be, are you ready for it? Transportation. But it's a good thing because 7th grade has like geothermal nuclear energy. So I think transportation's fair. What we're going to do on our paper that you have in front of you is we're going to do a lot of right pair shares. The right pair share means I'm going to pose a question, you're going to write down on your piece of paper your answers, then you're going to, as a pair, meaning your table group, you're going to talk about the answers, and then share will collect a group notes. Okay? The bad thing about this is you can't use your notes tomorrow or when you take your test. As far as I know, you can't use it. It tells me to collect them. So we'll see how it goes. So our learning goals today are that you will understand the following key concepts related to this topic. Number 1, you will understand that transportation was much slower in the 1800s and early 1900s than it is today. Do you already know that? Okay, good. See, you're already ahead of the game. Secondly, you're going to make sure you know that the United States expanded rapidly in the 1800s. What do I mean by that? I mean by land and by population. You remember 5th grade, social studies, some of that, right? Louisiana Purchase and all that. Okay, good. So, our first question for you to write pair share is, what are the different ways people travel today? So on your own piece of paper, write down just bullet points, no sentences. What are ways that people travel today? How do we travel in 2015? There's no paper there. I told you I was close. Okay, how do people travel in 2015? Just brainstorming some ideas. Yes. You don't have to write the question, just jot down some answers. Okay. How do we travel? How did you get to school today? I can think of 3 different answers. 4.
I can think more than that.
Okay, good. Okay, now at your table, share the ideas you have.
Bicycles, cars, buses, boats, airplanes, helicopters, vehicles, walks, it's right here. Bus.
Next one.
That's not walking. Yeah, you walk. I guess.
Train.
Train.
Paper train up there. Boats. Where they put boats. Helicopters. We don't.
President does.
Wheeled vehicles.
Okay, let's bring it back as a group. I'm going to go through each table. So transportation today. Ivan, what did your table come up with? What's one way we travel today? Buses. Some of you came to school on a bus. Val's table. Airplane. I was just on an airplane last week. Janie, your table. Scooters. Yes, this table? Trains. Your table? Bikes. Front row? Cars. How I got to school today. Am I missing anything?
Motorcycles.
I heard boats or ships. Lydia? What? Can't hear you. Walking, yes. Okay, good. So these are the main ways that we can travel in today's world. We do not have our time machine yet or flying cars like we were supposed to based on, the movie Back to the Future. But buses, airplanes, scooters, bikes, trains, cars, motorcycle, boats, walking are all forms of transportation in today's world. Okay? Now, the next question I'm going to pose to you is, What do you think? How'd they get around in the 1800s? Okay. How do you think travel was different in the United States 150 years ago? What was transportation like in 1865? How did they get around? Write that down now. We'll write, share, and then group. Okay, so what type of transportation did they have 150 years ago? Some of them may be the same as today. Some of them may be different.
Old fashioned car. Like 2 horses. Carriages. Yeah, they didn't have a car.
Yeah, they have.
Except those ugly ones.
Those extremely ugly ones where you have to
Stick. So should we put old fashioned cars?
cars. Very, very.
Okay,
Cars, like
put
the
old
first
cars.
generation, like the first generation.
First generation car. Am I going like that? Okay. First
Horses, carriages, cars.
generation.
Do they have airplanes?
No.
Oh.
They have those ugly boats though, like ships. Oh yeah, they have those boats too. Ugly boats. Hello.
Bicycles.
I want to show them the homework too. No. Put down. Show them the homework.
Yes. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do group memory. Hold on. Okay, who wants to share a way they traveled? Ethan.
Horses.
Horses, yes. And just so you know, horses, camels, mules, any animal you want to throw out at this point, we'll just call it horses. Momo? Carriages. Or wagons, right? Or someone said stagecoach.
What?
Shh, listen. What is the rule of my typing? Joshua.
Trains.
What's a cold train?
Put coal into the
Oh, coal train. So sorry. Jaylene? Val? Yeah, they walked. Yeah?
First generation cars.
Cars weren't invented yet. Cars and planes came in the 1900s.
Oh, 1900.
Uh-huh. Early 1900s. Okay, so can you vote? Yes.
bicycles.
Bikes? Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So we have some things that overlap. We still walk because it's useful and it's free and you don't need anything to do it. Just feet. You have to, hopefully. Bikes. Do we have boats? We had boats before. So if you can see, the difference is basically a motor and an engine. Okay. Today, some people still do get around by horse. I don't know anyone personally, but people more for recreation ride horses. Okay, so our next question. How would traveling like people did in the 1800s affect your daily life? If we had to travel today the way they traveled back then, if you had to rely on a wagon, a horse, stagecoach, walking only, your bike, how would it affect your current life, your day-to-day life? Write that down. Then you would write that down. Would In-N-Out be there? It wouldn't even be there.
Pour it in now.
Or In-N-Out.
It would.
Hey, talk at your group.
They would slow down. They would be very boring. They would stink and very hot and humid.
Or cold, depending on weather.
Okay. Travel slowly. Any place is pretty
Gosh, so much.
Boring?
No, it's going to be fun because there will be horses.
That would be boring when you have horses like every single day.
But wouldn't it be bumpy?
Yeah, uncomfortable.
Okay, Val, you want to share one? Go ahead. Okay, we'd be healthier, right? We would be healthier. We'd walk so much. Think about our your great-grandparents. My grandparents, they worked on farms. They walked everywhere. They were very fit and healthy. Alicia.
It would take longer to get to a destination.
Okay, take longer to get to a destination. You wouldn't have your GPS, your Siri, your Google Maps to help you. Rustam. Okay, travel would be limited to closer areas, right? Very good. Yes, ma'am.
Not as much air pollution.
Okay, less air pollution. Good. Uh-huh.
It'll have lots more chores.
That transportation would cause you to have more chores?
Yeah, like you'd have to walk to the store, walk everywhere to get things done instead of
Okay.
being able to drive the car.
So less convenience. Stephen. Slower what? Good. Slower mail and a news, right? You wouldn't have instantaneous news like you have today, like, oh my gosh, that was just posted on Facebook or on Yahoo News or whatever it is you guys use. I'm sorry, you guys don't use Facebook. You guys are like Instagrammers or Tumblr or weird stuff, I don't know. Snapchat it. Okay? Victoria. Less luxurious, a harder life. I think that's kind of what Mrs. More Chores was saying too. Less luxurious. So now you're realizing I live a life full of luxury? You had no idea. Hannah.
No, money is wasted on gas. More rich.
Okay. Less money spent on gas, but you would have to spend it on a horse instead. Feed your horse. Nathan? Appreciative. Okay, good job. So if we traveled those ways in today's world, we would be healthier because we walk a lot more. It would take us longer to get to our destination. Probably wouldn't go as far. There would be less air pollution. We'd have more chores and less convenience. Mail and news would be slower. It would be a less luxurious life. We wouldn't spend our money on gas. We'd probably spend money on our horse, our buggy, our carriage. We might be more appreciative. Yes, sir.
How do you be healthy? I read a book in London when it was summer, the horses poop for like
You know I'm videotaping right now, right? Great. Okay, next question to discuss. We're getting close. Okay, the United States has changed a lot since the country was founded in 1776. Based on the maps I'm about to show you, in what ways has the country changed? So, how has our country changed based on these two maps I'm about to show you? Okay, in the 1800s, we have this map. You see the orange is our country. This image shows a map of the United States in 1800. In 1800, the states that were part of America were those east of the Mississippi River. At this time, the states that were now located near the Great Lakes were called territories, right here. The area near the Gulf of Mexico was also a territory. All of the land west of the Mississippi was being explored but was not yet part of America. Okay, so this is 1800. How has it changed today? Here's your original colonies, your 13 states. These were territories